Assalamu alaikum friends, myself Salman Khan and you are watching my YouTube channel Chand Baatein. Friends, after looking at thumbnail you must have guessed something on what topic I am talking about today. Today we will talk about plastic that goes into the oceans and destroys our marine life and how they affect human life from marine life. And we will all know today how human beings become a means of conveying plastics to sea. And when this plastic reaches ocean life, it also directly affects human life because they enter the seafood chains and then they go into the stomachs of the fish. Friend, this is an example. They enters into the stomachs of the fish and then humans eat the fish that affect human life. So let's start our video because our time is precious. So friends, open both the ears and the windows of your mind because maybe my words can change the minds of some people and we can spread our message to the whole world. Friends, it is saying in our Pakistan that open both ears and the windows of the mind, so please don't mind it, ignore it. So in this video I will tell you about the 3 biggest plastic islands. Our video today is going to be a bit longer and this video contains a few steps that will show you how plastic pollution enters the seafood chain and how it becomes marine pollution and how it affects human life, and also friends, what do humans play a role in it? My dear friends, over a few decades humans have managed to dump tons upon tons of garbage into the ocean. Of the most devastating elements of this pollution is that plastics takes thousands of years to decay. As a result, fish and wildlife are becoming intoxicated. Consequently, the toxins from the plastics have entered the food chain, threatening human health. In the most polluted places in the ocean, the mass of plastic exceeds the amount of plankton 6 times over. This is a large piece of evidence that leaves the problem of polluted oceans undeniable. It is upsetting that more of cleanup effort is not taking place. So friends, step number 1, the 3 plastic islands. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, also known as the Pacific Trash Vortex or gyre, is located in the central North Pacific Ocean and is larger than the state of Texas. There are also garbage patches in the Indian and Atlantic Ocean. The patches are defined as containing a higher amount of plastic as compared to surrounding oceans. To date, 5 patches in total have been discovered. Plastics are transported and converged in the ocean where currents meet. This means that huge plastic islands are made as a result. SES means Sea Education Society. Scientists studied plastics in the Atlantic and calculated there are 580,000 pieces of plastic per square kilometer. Number 2, sources of plastic toxins entering the oceanic food chain. Friends, as far as plastic entering the ocean, about 20% of the trash comes from ships and platforms that are offshore. The rest sources from litter being blown into the sea, picked up by tides on the beach, or intentional garbage dumping. The worst part is these plastics don't biodegrade, so they break up into tiny pieces that are consumed by fish and sea mammals. Plastic is killing more than 1 lakh sea turtles and birds a year from ingestion and entanglement. Chemicals in plastics are released into the water as well as the atmosphere. Fish easily become contaminated from the chemicals in the water. This is a direct link of how plastic chemicals enter the food chain. Next step, my friends, plastics getting to humans impacting health. Different plastics spread throughout the ocean. As styrofoam breaks into smaller parts, polystyrene components in it sink lower in the ocean so that the pollutant spreads throughout the sea column. In fact, not only do the toxins in plastic affect the ocean, but acting like sponges, they soak up other toxins from outside sources before entering the ocean. As these chemicals are ingested by animals in the ocean, this is not good for humans. We as humans ingest contaminated food and mammals and fishes, seafood. Okay, so there are different types of ways that plastic is dangerous for humans. Direct toxicity from plastics comes from lead, cadmium, and mercury. These toxins have also been found in many fish in the ocean, which is very dangerous for humans. Diethylhexyl folate contained in some plastics is a toxic carcinogen. Other toxins in plastics are directly linked to cancers, birth defects, immune system problems, and childhood development issues. Other types of toxic plastics are BPA or health bisphenol A, along with phthalates. Both of these are of great concern to human health. BPA is used in many things, including plastic bottles and food packaging materials. Over time, the polymer chains of BPA break down and can enter the human body in many ways, from drinking contaminated water to eating a fish that is exposed to the broken down toxins. Friends, specifically BPA is a non-chemical that interferes with human hormonal function. Rolf Harden, associate professor in the School of Sustainable Engineering and Arizona State University, has studied plastics' adverse effects on humans and has thus far concluded that an exact outline of health effects of plastics on humans is almost impossible to determine. This is due to the fact that the problem of plastics contamination in humans is globally spread. There are almost no unexposed subjects. That being said, it is evident that the chemicals are not healthy for humans. Another step, prevention of contamination. As Rolf Harden asserts, the only way for this unsustainable plastic production to decrease would be a global staggering petroleum supply because of environmental worry. About 8% of the world's oil uses from manufacturing plastics. There are efforts to protect the oceans from plastic pollutants along with human health, but they are mostly grassroots organizations. As far as protecting yourself from contamination, it is probably best not to have a diet that consists mainly of fish, since most is probably contaminated. However, one of the most effective things we could all do as members of this fragile ecosystem is to be responsible for our trash. When we have the opportunity, we should try to avoid buying products packaged in plastic. We should always recycle plastic when we do use it. At the store, request a paper bag instead of plastic, or bring your own. Use a reusable water bottle, and of course, don't litter. Another step, the role humans play. Marine debris, trash in our oceans, is a symptom of our throwaway society and our approach to how we use our natural resources. Our tendency as humans to be responsible about cleaning up after ourselves is about to get us in trouble. We risk losing many species in the ocean as well as negativity affecting ourselves. The average person produces half a pound of plastic waste every day. No wonder the oceans are filling up with waste. I think part of the problem is that we don't recognize how this issue starts with the individual. There are obviously lifestyle changes we can make to solve this problem. We just have to be willing to accept this issue and look past our denial. The government also needs to make regulations on plastics if anything is going to change. Surprisingly, there is little to no information on governmental websites about pollution in the oceans. I think they are afraid to address the problem. It is a costly fix. However, there have been some treaties formed to minimize the amount of trash entering the oceans. This is still not enough. The grassroots organizations are vital then to the protection of the oceans, striving to get information about this tragic pollution. We should really all be involved though. It is everyone's responsibility. Let's make these changes before it's too late and we kill the all oceanic life or even our own. So guys, I hope you liked my video. Please, I'm saying again, please share my video to your friends. Maybe with this video we can change some minds. Thank you my friends. Be safe and sound. Goodbye.